Hey guys! So good afternoon. We are at Fort Loudon State Park in Vonore, Tennessee, and you can see behind me, today is Garrison weekend, so they are doing a lot of reenactments and stuff. One of the things that is really cool about the state park is that it's a fort, but it's actually a British fort during the French and Indian War. So this was actually here and in use prior to the Revolutionary War. So those uniforms that you see there, they're red coats because this was a British fort, and so those were British soldiers that will be stationed here. They're fixing to get ready to fire the gun. You can see behind me they're getting it loaded and ready to go and everything. There's some people, lots of people here. This is a Garrison weekend, so it's a special event they do every so often here at the Fort Loudon State Park. They do reenactments. There's all kinds of things around that, like how they did laundry. There's a doctor up here showing how the medical practices were back in the day. So it'll be a lot of fun. I am going to turn this around really quick so we're going to watch them fire, and then after they fire off the cannon, we are going to hopefully get a chance to talk to one of the rangers here, and he tell us a little bit more about the park here and a little bit more about Garrison weekend. So I'm really excited about it. Hope that you are having a wonderful day, and let's turn around and watch them fire. Okay.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so that was the firing of a 3-pound artillery piece. Now, does that mean that the piece weighs 3 pounds? No, it weighs a lot more than 3 pounds. It weighs almost 300 pounds. So a 3 pound, do we load 3 pounds worth of powder? No, we do not. It's the shot that we fire out of it. The shot itself that weighs 3 pounds. We fire a solid shot out of it. That's how you are able to tell what piece fires what. So we have a 1-pound artillery piece, fires a 1-pound shot. A 3-pound artillery piece, fires a 3-pound shot. And then you go all the way up to 30 pounds almost. So where you got a 30-pound round loading into a cannon, that's where you're starting to get into siege cannons and things like that. Really big boys. So we wouldn't have the big boys out here on the frontier. It was astounding enough that we actually had 12 artillery pieces here. Now they were mounted on naval carriages just to make it simple. And as you can see, most fortifications would use that if they're on the walls. But these pieces here were manned by men that would actually be trained in the art of artillery. So some of these soldiers, so that actually the gunners and things like that, would be trained in schools back in England or where have you, and then come and then start teaching the regular soldiers how to shoot these cannons off. And they knew the art of trajectory, windage, things like that, things where they could put a ball the size of maybe a loaf of bread 500 yards away into a house. So, yeah, that's something to think about. So, next we're going to be firing I like to call it the baby between a brown bess musket and an artillery piece. It is the 94 caliber wall gun. So if you're imagining, a lot of our muskets we're carrying are 75 caliber, which is big enough. It's going to leave a large hole in you if it hits you. But this is a 94 caliber, so you can imagine the size of a round that goes out of it. It weighs 70 pounds, so you do have to have a 2-man team carry it and fire it that way. It does have a weight mounted on the walls of the fort and is able to pivot and aim. It's a very good anti-personnel weapon. You can pack it full of swan shot or grape shot, which is a bunch of little small balls. We can pack maybe 10 50 caliber rounds in there and fire it out like a big shotgun, and at 500 yards it's very accurate. So this is a very useful tool for us. It's also very good against artillery. We can shoot the wheels out from an artillery tube or shoot the men out from underneath the artillery piece with it. But it is one of our most effective tools here. We do know George Washington actually used 2 of those, or a few of these, at the Battle of Fort Necessity. He actually used them in a cart style, had like a wheelbarrow with these guns on them, and these men would go out with the wheelbarrow, and they were able to move them around the field and use them quite effectively. Now this has a large pop to it, so I would suggest covering your ears on this one. Help. Get fire. We're going to fire off one more shot for you here, but as you can see, it's just like firing the musket. If you were here earlier for the musket fire demonstration, it's just like firing. It's just a little bit bigger and a lot more heftier.
Hopefully, I'll get to see you in a few minutes, and we'll get to talk to the ranger and ask him a few questions. Maybe we'll walk around the fort a little bit and see some of the other buildings that are here. All right, see you in a few minutes. Bye. Hey guys, okay, we're back, and we have two rangers here with us today. I'll let them introduce themselves. We'll start here. Okay, go ahead, introduce yourself.
Right. Hi, I'm Jessica Newell. I'm a seasonal interpreter at Marshall State Park.
Oh, all right.
And I'm a park ranger at Fort Loudon State Park. My name is Justin Rexroad.
Awesome. Okay, guys. And so we just finished watching the firing, and you were the one lighting it. What was your job?
Yes, I was on Linstock.
Linstock.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And so it has it's a pole with a slow match on the top.
Mm-hmm.
That's burning. And so to fire the gun, you put that slow match on the touch hole, which ignites the powder. It makes the gun go off.
Awesome. Okay. Now you were not. This is not a traditional dress. You would not be traditionally wearing a dress underneath your red coat. So, are you reenacting other places around the park today?
I was filling in, so they would have enough for the gun crew.
Okay.
Shorthanded today,
Yeah.
so
Needs, you know, I heard women were in the battle too. Needs must.
yeah,
Needs must.
yeah. Sometimes,
Yeah.
occasionally.
There you go.
Yeah, had to hide it pretty well.
Yeah, so I'm wearing the regimental for protection during the gun crew.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Awesome. Good deal. All right. So, Jason, we are in a different place. I'm going to kind of show them behind. We're here. Tell us a little bit about this building that we're in.
So the building you see behind you is the Grand Barracks, what we call the Grand Barracks here at the park. It would have housed at least 30 soldiers. And in here, as you can see, we do have a table set up and a bunch of bunk beds inside. But there would have been people at least stationed in this fort here, or at least in this barracks here. We think that the whole barracks would have been filled with nothing but bunk beds. Even the families of the soldiers, if you had camp followers and things, women, children, they all would be in here as well. You would actually pile into all one bed. So it was kind of a rough life. About this time of year, you probably would enjoy the company in the bedroom, but not so much in the summertime. It had to get stifling and nasty.
Yeah.
But,
so tell us a little bit about like this fort. When was it built and who built it?
All right. Well, it was built in 1756. By order of Governors Glenn at first of South Carolina, but then eventually Governor Littleton of South Carolina fully seen this through. But he talked with Captain Paul Demeray, and they sent troops out here from the Independent Company of South Carolina and provincial troops as well to help build the fort here.
Okay.
Now, one of the purposes was to actually protect the Cherokee because they are valuable trade partners to us, and we need them in the fight against the evil French. So that's why we built the fort here, to kind of give to their needs, so to speak, so their warriors come out and fight for us. But it was also here to regulate trade and also act as a buffer against the French here, because this was an area that both the French and the British laid claim to. So by establishing a fort and establishing powder, cannons and artillery and guns and things like that here, it was an intimidation factor. So it really made the Cherokee feel more protected, and it made our holdings stronger here, and for the colony.
Okay, good job. And when did it become a state park?
It became a state park, really the official year 1979, but really 1977 when the flood happened after TVA built the Telco Dam, it was already handed over to the state of Tennessee. But it wasn't officially opened as a park until 1979.
Oh, okay, so it's been here a long time.
Yeah.
Good deal. Now, I see there's a tent over there and some other things. So if people come out here on Garrison Weekend, y'all have this, what, once a month?
We have it about six times a year.
Okay.
So that's roughly once every 2 months.
Every
or so.
2 months. Okay.
But sometimes we have them closer together, sometimes further apart. I mean, our biggest event of the year is Trade Fair, which happens in October.
Yep.
And then, of course, next one coming up is our Christmas Garrison as well, which is a lot of fun, but it's only a one-day event. But yeah, these typical garrisons like here are just, we just show daily life. You know, we say it's a reenactment, but we're not really reenacting any battles here. We're just reenacting what life was like on the frontier for the British and their families here.
Okay, good deal.
This one up, you would just rub it on there and the friction would cause heat, and then you would get rid of that.
I don't know one of those.
And then this is, of course, all your typical irons, but for budget iron. And this is for ruffles. This is how you would do the ruffles. You would heat this up by the fire, and then you just pull it out, and then you take it on your material and just roll it on it. Stick it
The first curling iron.
Basically.
Basically.
Yes.
Isn't that something? And how do they use lavender? For fragrance also? Or?
It repels fleas and lice.
And mosquitoes. And mosquitoes.
Yes, and so when they would, within every fold of somebody's clothing, especially officers, they would sprinkle some lavender in there, and then it would smell good.
Which they needed also.
Insects. Yes. Yes. Smell good things were not as common, I'm sure.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming out and talking to us, guys. So Fort Loudon in Vonore, Tennessee, in Monroe County. You should come out and visit. And thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you later. Bye, guys.
Bye.